there was a problem there. John has calculates, I think, I forget the example, but John calculates simple compounded daily interest. Go back. The solutions are open. Time value of money. This is where you will have to do problems. Go back in. Make sure you are familiar with this material. You need to know which ones are starting in week
but
12. Chapter 10. This was week 12. Review the problems we covered and the solutions in D2L. Okay, so that's time value of money. Chapter 11 was capital budgeting. So here we had payback period, net present value. We had internal rate of return, and we had the profitability index. One of these you don't need to know. Can anyone tell me which one? One of those four capital budgeting mechanisms we don't cover. Yes, thank you very much. Those who chimed in, we do not need to know internal rate of return. It's in the textbook if you're interested. It's just we only have so much time, we can only cover so much. So payback period. There are two methods of the payback period. Okay? So payback period. I can actually give you the page references. Give me a second to flip through my textbook to make this easier for you. So payback period. 1 for an annuity. Page 476 has the formula. 2 for irregular cash flows. Page 477. And for this one, remember to build a balance column, right? Like a bank balance, and see what your running balance is each year as you start to pay it down to determine in between which 2 years does it go positive. Then take remaining amount and take the next cash disbursement or next cash flow, right? And divide the next cash flow into what was still remaining, and that'll give you a partial year. Okay? There is an example for that in week 13. I opened up all the seminar solutions. Everything is there in week 13. Week 12 and week 13 have your solutions. Week 14, when I look at it, we had a practice review test. So there was a practice review that we did this Monday. A lot of you did it and submitted it. Good work. It was worth the 1%. Also, like, let me take a quick look at it. This only reviewed the material from chapter 12 and 13, right? Time value of money and capital budgeting. But the problems were chosen for a specific reason. And I truly believe if you can actually do that practice test with little to no difficulty, you will be ready for the test. So, to review chapters 10 and 11, or call it to review weeks 12, 13 and 14, go to the practice test in week 14. There's problems there and solutions. It should help you out. Okay, I'm just taking a look at your lecture quiz. The test is in the classroom, same as the previous tests. Yep, test will be in the classroom, same as our previous test. Your lecture quiz this morning, 4 questions. Actually, 4 good questions. They are good. So yeah, it's 4 good questions. Okay. Should this practice test be on our cheat sheet? I never really answer what students should or shouldn't put on their cheat sheet. That is really up to you. Because every student kind of knows what they need to know and what they don't need to know. But I'll leave it as I chose the problems on the practice carefully for students to prepare. How's that? For an answer, but an evasive answer. Because I don't want someone coming to me saying, I did what you did for the sheet, but didn't work. So that's not my responsibility. But yeah, I chose the questions there fairly carefully. The slide that I just showed, I didn't really show a slide now, Preet. I did share. Okay, I'll share the week 14 screen. There, practice review test and practice review solutions. Make sure you can do those problems. So to answer Megan's question, sure, put them on your cheat sheet. Put whatever you like, really. As long as it's nothing that offends the person beside you, you can put whatever you want. I will not be available next week to meet with people. Our course ends Monday. Yeah, our course is done Monday. I need to see what's NW. Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'll cover that again. Someone's actually interested. Thank you. It's always nice when someone actually wants to review something. Makes me glad I show up. Okay, NWC is net working capital. How it's calculated is your current assets minus your current liabilities. So I'm not sure what people are asking for this. This is just me talking and typing along as I go. Yeah. So no, this is just me typing as I go. I'm not. This isn't to really take copies of. So net working capital was way up here. Current assets minus current liabilities. Chapter 2 will refresh that. And ratio and vertical, not on the test. Break even, you need to know fixed and variable. Working capital management, all you need to know is net working capital. We covered the other material on the second test. So chapter 10 and 11, these are the two that have the problems. These are the problems you'll work on the test. Along with, let me include this, net working capital. There will probably be a problem for net working capital. Time value of money, capital budgeting, networking capital. At this point, hopefully everyone's prepared enough that really now you're going in to look at the practice test and some of the problems from weeks 12 and 13, learning capital budgeting. What I do want to do this morning while I have you here is the lecture quiz is open. Now, since we don't have time after because our text is the next class, I'm going to take up those 4 answers with you. Okay? So I'm going to take up those, I think there's 4 or 5 questions. So if everyone wants to go in and try them, only worth half a percent. So if you get one wrong, it's 0.002 of a percent. But if you want to wait and get them all to get the full half percent, go ahead. What I'm going to do is give everyone 10 minutes to do those 4 questions. Then I'm going to take them up because we don't have a follow up on this lecture quiz, right? So if someone isn't certain about something, there's really no chance for us to go over it again. So the last lecture quiz I do like to go over with students. Okay? No, the test already has extra time. The test is a 40-minute test. Everyone is being given 60 minutes. Yeah, it's a short test. It is not a long test at all. So no, it isn't a test to sit around deliberating and learning. It is a short test. It's meant to be 40 minutes, but I'm giving time and a half. So everyone go in, do the lecture quiz. It's 11:27. At 11:37, I'm going to actually take up those questions for whoever's interested. If you're not, I get it. You don't. Some of you, I'm hoping a lot of you will find it very easy, that you don't need me. So take 10 minutes, go through, look those up. Also, a reminder, sort of my last reminder, independent quiz number 4 is due tomorrow. Please go in and complete that. It is worth 2.5%, so it's worth some marks. And 22 of you have done it. It's only 10 questions. And you have 90 minutes to do it. 90 minutes to do 10 questions. We're definitely going to do it. It's 2.5%. So at 11:37, I want to make sure everyone has time. Go in, do the lecture quiz, and I'll take it up for anyone who wants to take it up. Okay? Hopefully my screen doesn't keep freezing. Yeah. So take a minute, do the lecture quiz. And then hopefully everyone will be ready for the test. Oh, this is frustrating. The system's so slow today. Okay, I got a 11:37. Take up the lecture quiz. Okay. That was our last one. And let's go over together. See if I can actually share it. I shouldn't share a quiz screen, but here we go. Okay, which of the following are intangible assets? Anyone want to throw the mic on and tell me which they think? Or throw it in the chat. Which of the following are intangible assets? Receivables, goodwill, cash. Mindy says the second one. Goodwill, trademarks, patents. Mindy is correct. Great work. Okay. See if I can get the second one up. The system doesn't like to share quiz answers naturally. You really shouldn't be able to do it. I'm just fighting with it. Under which heading on the statement of cash flows is the payment of dividends shown? Can't get this one to pop up, but operating activities, investing activities, financing activities. Which one has dividends? And everyone says financing, and everyone who said financing is absolutely correct. Couple good test hints here, right? Which of the following is not a compulsory investment? So construct a new plant, take pollution from the facilities, spend money on safety. And I think Navpreet put in the answer. She's correct. Constructing a new plant. It's not compulsory. Does anyone remember what we would call that? It's not a, we call it an opportunity or a strategic investment. Opportunity or strategic. Hmm. Which of the following statements is true? Net working capital is current assets added to current liabilities, or net working capital is current assets minus current liabilities. And Navpreet is correct. Current assets minus current liabilities. So it sounds like everyone grasped the quiz, got the 4 questions. That's a good sign. Now I think Navpreet and Mindy had wanted to see my spreadsheet earlier, so now we have a few minutes. I will bring it up. We now have a bit of time. I wanted to get to the quiz for everyone who wanted to get that done, who wanted to head out. So once again, I'll go over this again quickly with you since we're here. So Navpreet and Mindy, I wasn't blowing you off. Just wanted to get to the quiz. Now we'll go over it again. Test is Monday, 60 minutes long. Remember, it is written to be a 40-minute test. There's an extra 20 minutes there to take your time. There's multiple choice, short answer, and some problems. Remember, the problems are time value of money, capital budgeting, and what's the last topic that I promised you all semester long? Does anyone remember? There'll be a problem on that probably. Net working capital. Okay, the test is worth 30% of your final grade. We did the short lecture quiz already and took it out. Independent quiz number 4, excuse my typing, is due tomorrow. Test number 3 is comprehensive, so everything from week 1 to week 14 can be on the test. And I try and narrow it down here. This isn't a legal binding summary, so any of you who are copying this out, this isn't a written contract. This is me just trying to save your studying time. So for the financial statements, no, there's 4 of them, right? Income, balance, equity, and cash flows. Know what's on them. Statement of cash flows. Remember, there are 3 sections: operating, financing, investing, and know what's in each of the 3 sections. Take a quick look. You don't have to build it. You don't have to work out the adjustments in non-cash working capital. We're not doing any of that. You just know the three sections: operating, financing, investing. And what's in them, right? Remember, operating. You add back depreciation, you have your net income, you have your adjustments, and so on. Net working capital, as promised, will be on the whole test. Be able to calculate this if you're given a bunch of accounts. Know which are current assets, know which are current liabilities, know which aren't either. One minus the other is your net working capital. Ratios and vertical analysis and horizontal analysis, that was on your group project, nothing on the test. Break even analysis, you're not calculating it again. But there can be a question on fixed costs and variable costs. Let's go back and take a look at those. Working capital management. We're not doing cash conversion cycle, cash conversion efficiency, days working capital. We already did those on a test. You don't need to redo them. Reminder though, net working capital, right? Will come up again. Chapter 10, the time value of money. Be able to do simple interest, compound interest, daily interest. I gave you an example in class in week 12. Also, I put questions about these on the practice test Monday. So be able to figure those three out. Also, time value of money problems. Go in and look at the samples we did. And the last topic we covered in the course was capital budgeting. Payback period, net present value, and profitability index. Profitability index, to give you the page reference for those of you who are going in and looking at it, it's in chapter 11. Ignore internal rate of return, profitability index, page 487. Right? That is profitability index, just to summarize, present value. My typing. Come on. Present value of the inflows over top of the present value of the outflows. So once you've calculated the net present value, right, the net present value of all the inflows and outflows, keep that math from the net present value because you're going to reuse it for the profitability index. And does anyone remember the profitability index? What does the number have to be, or should it be? Anyone? Profitability index, you should have a number of 1 or greater. 1 or greater. It's less than 1 means the present value of the outflows is greater than the present value of the inflows. It's not a project you want. And so with that, everyone, our review week is done. I bid you all a good weekend. Good luck getting ready for the test. Enjoy the rest of the day. It's a beautiful day outside, and I will see you all Monday morning. Take care, everybody.